Hello there, Ben Kavanagh here. Not quite a how I lost a life story today, but it's a couple stories. It's a fair few stories wrapped into one big story. And these stories involve how I broke 11 bones. Actually, now that I think about it and actually count, it's 13 bones overall. 13, including four fingers. So yeah, 13. 13's a lot. Too many for one video, so I think we'll just discuss two of them in this video. I think we'll start here and we'll work our way down because, as you'll see on the skeleton, this involves my entire body. But we'll just talk about two today. So we'll start with the only one that was a drunken accident. And there's no way around this. There's no way around that I was just a drunk fool. I went to university in England, and I think I had just come back from Ireland after a trip or St. Patrick's Day or something. I had been in Ireland. I had gone home for whatever reason, and I came back to the university house, and I met my friend. His name is also Ben, and my friend Amy. So we went out to the pub, as you do. Why not? It was a Saturday night. Just had a few drinks, and a few drinks turned into a few more drinks, and yeah, it just got pretty drunk. Nothing too out of the ordinary there. And then on the way home, we went through this underground kind of park kind of thing, a greenery to get under the road, basically. In this lovely, very small, we'll call it a garden kind of area, there was like a big archway, made of a metal archway with three spikes on top. So just imagine like three, maybe Connor can draw something in there. It's like just an archway with three spikes. In fact, I'll draw something. I'll draw on my Chinese phone. So we have beautiful. Look at that. Ooh, that is pretty poor. Archway with three spikes. You walk underneath. And there's me. Oh, that's terrible. There's me. That'll do. So, coming home from a night out, and I had one thing actually Connor and I used to do. Connor, the editor, who he's watching this. We used to pick up traffic cones when we were drunk, as a lot of young people do. And I was reminiscing, because I had just been in Ireland. So I picked up a traffic cone, just to move it. It was really one of those small ones. And I was like, you know what, this traffic cone should be on top of that archway. And I couldn't throw it, I just couldn't do it. I was unable to hook it onto the top, because I wanted to get it like on the third one, on like the middle one. I wanted to get the cone there on the middle spike. So I kept throwing it, and I threw it onto the second one. Unfortunately, I couldn't get it onto the middle one. So I started to climb up the thing, climb up there and kind of throw the cone from the second one onto the middle one. And as I'm up there, it had been raining, because it rains a lot in England. And as I threw it, I slipped. And I started to, I fell. I fell face first into the ground. I fell nose first into the ground. And broke my nose. Probably should have died. That I don't really count that as a time I could have died. That was just a drunken nose break. But that was the only time I've ever done anything really stupid. The second time I've only ever done something really stupid drunk because of alcohol. I probably would have done that sober, to be fair. So went face first into the ground and scattered my nose. This, as you can, I think if you look at it, it's not quite straight anymore. Maybe. But anyway, that's the first one. And as you can see on the skeleton, There's a lot of bones to break, but that was the first one. So we'll move down and we get to the jaw. We didn't go very far from the nose. This one was drunk as well, but I didn't do anything. Like, it didn't happen because I was drunk. It happened because, I'll tell you the story. It was one of the last nights out of the last years in university because exams were only around the corner and even the student union bars weren't opening much after this. So it was the last night out for a long time. And my friends and I, we all had a lovely amount to drink. We were all good though. And then my friend, I, and 3 other friends were waiting to get in a taxi. And a taxi came, and we got into that taxi. And then this guy, out of nowhere, I'd never seen him before, I'd never met him before. I get in the front seat, he opens the door and starts shouting in my face. And he's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Hey, get out of the taxi." He's like, "What is happening? I don't know this man." And his friend comes up to him and like drags him out of the taxi because he's just opened the front door and just in my face, like, what's going on? I had no idea what was happening. So his friend comes up to him, drags him off, and I get out. I'm like, "Whoa, you can't just come up and shout in my face. What's going on?" So I get out to just try and understand what's happening. And his friend is just like, "Nah, man, just leave it. And I'm like, "All right, fair enough, I'll leave it." I didn't, I was just kind of watching them argue about whatever they were arguing about. And then as I turn around to get back into the taxi, sucker punches me right in the jaw when I'm not looking. I'm turning around to get back into the taxi. So I go down like a sack of spuds, just hit the ground. And I didn't go unconscious or anything, but yeah, I hit the ground. And as that's happening, and then I fall, my friends are getting out of the taxi, so they never actually see anything. And this guy just runs off. He just ran. He just disappeared into the night, never to be seen again. Literally never to be seen again. His friend, his mate, is still there, and he's kind of like, "What's happened? What just happened?" He's as confused as I am, and I say to him, "What the hell just happened?" And then the security guard comes over and is asking me if I'm okay, and he helps me off the ground, and I'm like, "Jesus, that's some punch. This is really sore. That was really." At one point I was like, "Fair play. He caught me with that. That was a great punch." And the security guard asked me if I'm all right, and yeah, I'm okay. And then kind of talking to his mate, the friend who was there watching this whole thing, who dragged him off me in the taxi, and just asking him a few questions. And then security guard gets his details, the guy who punched me, his details. And yeah, so for the next week then, I am studying for my exams with a very sore face. I wake up the next day pretty hungover. My friends and I, we order pizza, and I can't eat it. I can't eat the pizza. It's too sore. So for the next few days, I can't eat the pizza. The next morning, I wake up and I'm like, "Oh my God, geez, that was a great punch. This really hurts." And I try to eat the pizza and I'm like, I just can't chew, just because the pain is too bad. It's not like, it wasn't like that. It was just the pain was really sore. And I just couldn't do it. I had ordered a side of macaroni and cheese. So I was able to very, very slowly kind of chew one piece of pasta at a time because the pasta was softer than the pizza. And I ate that. But then for the next few days, it was like, I can't eat. I was like, damn, the swelling must be really bad or something. I had no idea it was broken. So I get soup for the next few days. For the next few days, I was unable to sleep because the pain was just too much. I had loads of painkillers, but it was still quite sore. And then eventually I'm like, all right, I'll go to the doctor. So I went to the hospital and they x-rayed me, as they do. I'm used to it by now. They x-rayed me. And I had a birthday, my friend's birthday, to go to that weekend. It was like the next weekend. I had a flights booked back to Ireland and all that. Must have been his 21st? Must have been his 21st. And flights were booked. So I say to the doctor, because when you get an x-ray, they can't immediately tell you then and there if it's broken or not. So I just ask him, "Any chance you think I'll be getting on a flight this weekend?" because they can kind of, you know, give you a bit of a clue whether or not it's broken, or they'll tell you if you're okay or not, but they can't tell you this is broken. They're not like allowed. So you can ask them a few questions and they're like, yeah. So I asked him, do you think any chance I can I'll be getting on a plane this weekend? And the guy's like, no chance, not at all. I was like, really? It's not that bad. It's just a bit sore. It's like, nope, you're not going anywhere this weekend. So then they were like, well, Murray, you can't really, it's probably best if you don't leave because you need surgery. I'm like, what? Pardon? Excuse me? Yeah, needed surgery. The jaw was that badly broken. I have now a metal plate here. If you feel the difference, this is clearly metal and this is clearly bone. So yeah, needed surgery. But I have a scar in there now from the surgery because they needed to put a metal plate in my jaw to fix it. Yeah, I can probably get the x-ray, my own x-ray of that one. But as you can see on the skeleton, we're up to 2 bones now. 2 face bones, 2 skull bones, bones of the face, if you will. As you can tell, I'm not a doctor. Yeah, that one, as I said, it wasn't too painful because I never thought it was broken. I lived with it for about 8 or 9 days before I even went to the hospital. I say lived with it. My friend pointed out I wasn't sleeping. I could barely eat. It wasn't really living, but I, you know, kind of just soldiered on. I actually remember one part of that, just a little tangent. I don't know, maybe we'll cut this out. But I was going to university for whatever reason. Maybe a lecture, who knows. And I had to run to the bus and I was late. I was cutting it fine. And I had to run. That's running. And the jaw, I had to hold my jaw as I was running because I could feel it like, if you notice when you run, you know, your head bops. And because the jaw was broken and not connected properly, it was kind of just. So I had to hold my jaw as I ran to the bus because I was like, oh, this isn't as painful. So yeah, probably should have gone to the hospital sooner than I did. But we live and we learn. Okay, this video ran a little longer than I was intending to, but I guess that's kind of the story. Oh, I don't think I mentioned, by the way, they never caught the guy. They never caught the guy that punched me. And the reason he did it, I never found out. Never found out. Got the police involved, but there was not enough evidence. I mean, broken jaw, surgery, not enough evidence. Nobody saw him. What can you do? What can you do? And like I said, all my friends were getting out of the car as... And the reason it broke so easily was because apparently it's really easy to break your jaw if someone punches you correctly as your mouth's open. So there you go. That's the way it is. That's how it, yeah. Unfortunately, so he got away with it. And yeah, so this video ran a little longer than I was intending. So I'll do maybe a few more bones in the next video, try and speed it up a bit. Thanks for watching.